Hi, Katie Hank here. I'm here to just give you a brief update of kind of what we're doing out in the fields and how United Insight is progressing throughout the season. So right now with where we're at with our early planted corn, we're at V5. So yay, what does that mean? Tissue sampling. I just wanted to give you a brief update of kind of what we're doing out in your fields. So if you look at this plant real quick, you can see that some leaves are collared, like this one right here. And then others, like this one right here, are not. It does not have a collar on that leaf yet. So we're making sure that we take that top collared leaf to make sure that we get the most accurate reading on our tissue sample reports. So once we get those reports back from the lab, they get imported right into FFT automatically for us. And let's go look at what they look like on the tool. So now that we have moved inside, I've pulled up the field forecasting tool and moved it to the field that we were currently in taking stand counts. As you can see, it is predicting 171 bushels per acre yield with a max yield of 202 bushels per acre. To start off, we are going to enter in our field parameters. We can see here the sand, silt, and clay percentages which are imported in. From our soil tests, we can modify our pH and organic matter levels to the correct readings. Our last fall soil water test was actually normal instead of very wet, and our potassium was actually 125 ppm instead of the 80 that it was saying. Our previous yield was 50 bushels an acre of soybeans, and our harvest date was October 15th. The residue was incorporated during the conventional tillage practice. The crop was planted at 2 inches on May 6th. As you can see, we are working with DeKalb 5438. Now we will hit save and simulate. As you can see, our predicted yield jumped to 173 bushels per acre. Our max yield stayed the same at 202 bushels per acre. Now we are going to add in our starter fertilizer application. You can see here that we have already added in what was applied during the fall. We are going to click on the product to change to 1034-0 and the date to change it to the planting date or the date that it was applied. Then once we have added in all of the parameters, we are going to hit save and simulate again. It is a good point to mention that our nitrogen stress is reading that it will happen in 19 days and our potassium stress will happen in 50 days. Adding the starter application did not change those days, but it did jump up our predicted yield to 174 bushels per acre. Because the nitrogen stress day did not change, we want to make sure that we are checking that field again in a couple days to make sure that there is no hidden nitrogen stresses. We also want to start thinking about a side dress application. So now we are going to go into our adjustments tab and enter in our stand count from earlier in the field. We were actually at 34,000 plants per acre throughout the stand counts that we calculated. As you can see, by adding in the plants per acre and making that adjustment, we have bumped up our predicted yield to 176 bushels per acre and our max yield to 204 bushels per acre. We still have one adjustment to make currently. The growth stage we noticed was on May 15th. This happened by regular scoutings after we knew the planting date. As you can see, this also changed our predicted yield. It bumped it up to 179 bushels per acre, and our max yield jumped quite a bit to 215 bushels per acre. These growth stage adjustments we take both now and when we are tissue sampling definitely changes how the tool models our yield, but it also changes how it is modeling our nitrogen and potassium status. As you can see, our nitrogen stress moved down to 16 days and our potassium stress changed to 47 days. So you can see from the desktop model that the more accurate data you put into the tool, the more accurate data you will get out of it. The tool. So now that you've seen how a tissue sample looks in the tool and how it helps calibrate the tool, I just wanted to let you know that as the season progresses, we will be tissue sampling the rest of your fields and making sure that you get an update as soon as we do. Thanks. Stay tuned for our next updated video.